Conscious Living magazine. I'm here with Michael Murray, Dr. Michael Murray from Natural Factors, and welcome.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Great. So you're an expert in inflammation, which is a topic I hear a lot of talking about recently. People are interested in it.
Well, inflammation is one of the body's natural processes, and sometimes it gets a little out of control. There are basically two types of inflammation. We have the acute inflammatory process that we see when we sprain our ankle or fall down and scrape our knee. And then we have more insidious inflammation that is an underlying factor in many chronic degenerative diseases, including heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's disease. In these situations, we have to look at various markers in the blood to give us an indication of the degree of inflammation. And we can institute therapy, diet, lifestyle, and proper supplementation can go a long way both in relieving acute inflammation as well as the more silent type.
Right, and it's helpful for aging in general, right, to keep inflammation down.
Yeah. Inflammation is an underlying factor to tissue destruction, cell destruction, so we don't want that. We want to quell that inflammatory response.
Keep it in control. So people have heard about antioxidants.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those are very popular now.
Mm-hmm.
And what do they do? How do they work? And why aren't they enough? You talk about a whole body approach to inflammation.
Well, yeah, our antioxidant defense mechanisms are very important to protect our cells, but they don't have enough direct anti-inflammatory effects to really make an impact on a pretty significant inflammatory condition, especially if we look at some of the autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, as well as severe inflammatory conditions like psoriasis and asthma and eczema. These conditions, antioxidants are very important, and they're part of the puzzle, but we can't get all the way where we need to get to as far as reducing that inflammation.
Okay, so more protective.
Yes, more protective.
Okay. And what are other anti-inflammatory agents that are helpful?
Well, one of the most widely used anti-inflammatory agents from a natural perspective are proteolytic enzymes. These are protein digesting enzymes, and a lot of people think, well, what they do is they go in there and they digest proteins that cause inflammation, and that's really not the way they work. They work via an indirect mechanism that ultimately leads to reduction in the production of inflammatory compounds. And proteolytic enzymes, whether they're from various fungi or whether they're from the pancreas or whether they're from plant sources like bromelain, they all work kind of in the same way to reduce inflammation, and they're kind of a mainstay in the natural approach to inflammation.
Great. And you have a specific lactose-based...
Yeah, we have a formula called the Whole Body Rejuvenation Formula, and this is a formula that I put together to deal specifically with whole body inflammation. I look at it as being a supplement, a foundation supplement, like a multiple vitamin and mineral formula. It's got many other types of nutrition in there besides vitamins and minerals, but I look at it as being a foundation to helping people deal with inflammation. And one of the key ingredients is really a unique compound. It's a mixture of proteins from milk, but the way we get the proteins is by hyperimmunizing the cows. So basically, the cows start overproducing these antibodies, and studies have shown that these antibodies are very important in reducing inflammation. They have a very interesting mechanism of action. Basically, what they're able to do is they're able to reduce the leakage of white blood cells into joint tissue, for example.
And
if the white blood cells get into that joint tissue, they can cause a lot of inflammation. So it's very unique.
So it's a new ingredient.
Yeah, and we have other things in there. We have it's got 2 grams of ribose per serving, so that helps with the energetics, and it has a very high quality hydrolyzed casein, which is another type of milk protein, but it's been digested, so it's hypoallergenic. And what I've found is that many people are lacking some of these key peptides that can really simmer down that overactive inflammatory process.
Okay, so who do you recommend this to, and how long does it take?
Well, I think there are different applications. I think it's a great pre-workout formula, and that's where I use it.
Okay.
And so it can be used pre-workout to reduce the inflammatory response that is produced during exercise. And what I'm hearing back from people that are using it is when they start using it, they think they feel better, but what they notice is when they stop using it, they start noticing, gosh, yeah, my muscles are sore and my joints are a little sore. So it's something that is a little subtle in how it works sometimes. But I would recommend it as being, again, it can take the place of a multiple vitamin and mineral formula in any sort of inflammatory condition, particularly things like rheumatoid arthritis or psoriasis or even osteoarthritis. And there's very good documentation of important nutritional support with the ingredients that we've placed in the whole body rejuvenation formula.
It sounds really interesting. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.